Well, good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to tell you a little bit about Neem. My name's Heather Gratz. I'm the Commercial Development Manager at Neem. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Neem as a Welsh-based R&D biotechnology company, which is one of Zalavida's global life sciences ecosystem companies. What that means is that Zalavida, which is a Swiss-based, independently held company, has several companies which do everything from the R&D, we are the fundamental R&D arm, all the way through to commercialization. The aim of Zalavida and Neem is to make life a little bit better for those people who are going to be the end users of our products and services. And so Neem was created initially as a developer of extraction processes for biomolecules, mainly out of natural products, so plants and marine sources. And over the years, we have developed quite an extensive knowledge of small molecules as a result, and how best to extract them and what to do with them for commercial and research purposes. That has taken us to where we are today, where we're now in a position to pioneer a new way and develop a new drug, basically, to combat antimicrobial resistance in human health and animal health. The other area of interest that we've got is looking at liver health and weight management and ways of helping people to take responsibility for doing that. So I hear you saying, where did all this come from? Well, it came in 1998 in Cardiff in an industrial business park from 3 men in a shed, as one of my colleagues likes to say. And the shed is the back building, the one on your left. And so there was a South African scientist entrepreneur who came together with his Indian chemist colleague, and they formed a CRO, a contract research organization, to extract bioactives for various purposes, only on contract research basis. And so over the years, they developed a load of experience with academic partners, with industry partners, and they grew. So they grew from the shed at the back to the one in front of it, and the storage shed right at the front. Come 2012-ish, when Zalavida acquired us, we realized we kind of didn't have enough space anymore, and if we wanted to carry on doing work and growing, we were actually going to have to move, which is what we did to our own place in Abertillery in Wales. And if you look on your left, the building on the way left, that is our new custom-built purposes, units G and H. So on our official opening day of our move, 1st of June or 11th of June 2015, we were about 13 people. We'd grown from 5 in about 2008. And we're currently sitting around about 30, about 2 years later, so growing rapidly. Now, as I mentioned before, we have custom-built facilities, and those include an analytical laboratory right at the top, biochemistry lab in the middle, our class 2 micro lab. We have finished goods packaging and labeling and product powder handling facilities, and we've got a scale-up lab. Now, what the move did for us is enable us to move from only doing contract research for the people to having our own dedicated pipeline using these facilities. We still do contract research as we can when capacity allows, because that allows us to make sure our staff stay on the cutting edge of their game. We also do a bit of contract manufacturing when it's appropriate to the project, because it's great to be able to pay overheads. So, getting on to the careers at Neem and our thinking about careers, we've got 2 big groups of scientists. One's in the green. We've got chemists, we've got biologists. But I will tell you that we have diversity. So whilst it might say chemist, actually we've got a theoretical chemist, we've got computational, medicinal chemistry, We have biochemistry, we have an analytical, we've got organic chemists, and so, and with the biologists as well, microbiologists, molecular, we've got a protein chemist. So there's loads of diversity across the board. We're also an R&D organization, which means we need to be able to manage projects. We've got our own project management team and obviously the business administration, business support aspects. What's really important to Neem is that we realize we're nothing without our people. And so career development is key, and so we provide lots of professional and career development to people as it benefits them and as it benefits the organization. Let me tell you, though, it's all on a merit basis. One of the ways we do it is that we balance wisdom of experience with cutting-edge technologies, new thinking of young graduates. So that's the kind of career spectrum that we're looking at. And before I tell you what we think about how would you go about skilling yourself up so that you'd fit into this framework, let me just tell you a bit about the skills that we value. And I'm going to start with the 3 C's. So curiosity about where we now, where do we want to be? How are we going to get there? You know, maybe there's not a way that's been used currently, but that doesn't mean there isn't a way. It just means we haven't found it yet. And one of our scientists always says creativity is not negotiable in Neem. It's just how people are. And then the final one, the dedication, the application to your product and to the aims of the business. And that brings me to being able to see the big picture. That's the starting point that we look at. The big picture is not the project that you're working on. The big picture is what is it Neem wants to be able to do. We know that we have a goal. We want to make life a little bit better for those people who are going to be using our services and products in our areas of expertise. And we also know, though, that as a business, we need to be successful, otherwise we're not going to be able to do that. How we then go about doing that is make sure you have scientific rigor. Make sure you do things in a way that's going to be credible, that's scientifically honest. But here's the caveat. We're a commercial R&D organization. You need to be pragmatic. You need to understand that we work in an IP system where you can't do things in the same way as you might do in an academic institution. You have to understand the IP aspects of it. And if you can do that, and as we expect, you can contribute actively, then this is what our people were saying when I asked them, what would you have to do to work with Neem? The first thing that they said was, bring a broad and a strong knowledge base. Bring what you know and make sure that you are passionate about science, that you're passionate about continued learning, and not only that, that you are capable of thinking outside the box. Our scientists don't know a box if they stood next to it. So when you put that together with attitude, the attitude that as a pioneering organization, we're going to be pushing the boundaries. We're going to be moving into territory that we're not particularly familiar with. Get comfortable with it. Understand you bring skills, your colleagues bring skills, and together as a team, we can push those bounds forward. So in terms of the actual jobs that we have available, what I would say to you is Neem is a growing business. We're now at about 30 people and we're continuing to grow. Keep your eyes open on Recruitment Genius. That's where we tend to advertise posts online. Alternately, what you could do is contact us, or you could come and see us at table number 11. Happy to take any questions and happy to come and, if you want to come and chat with us afterwards. Thank you.